do in this video is we're going to finally get started on the rear black XL wheel. So I got a brand new hoop by XL for the rear of my Klx110L. I got 2 bros heavy duty rear spokes. Oh, it's alright. A new hub and a new sprocket hub. So let's get started assembling on this. Alright, so I have the black XL hoop sitting on 2 pieces of wood that I have laying around the house, and the reason for this is so that way the hub is centered inside the hoop. So once you get on your spokes, the hub is centered and it's easier to assemble. And before I get started on this is not a how-to. I'm just going based on on other videos that I read, and my brother's here to help me. He put two wheels together last week, so he has a little bit of experience. But like I said, this is not a how-to. If you guys have any recommendations or any tips on how to do this easier for next time, leave a comment, and I'll definitely consider doing what you guys think is easier. And let's get started. Alright, so before we get started, what we did is we separated the 2 separate kinds of spokes. So there's 2 separate angles. You can see those. Let me show you the difference between the 2. So you can see those 2 separate angles. And what we're going to do is we're going to get started on the spokes that go facing the inside of the hub. So let's get started on that, and we'll show you somewhat of the process of that. And once we get a few on, we'll go to the other ones and show you how that's done as well. Alright, so what we're doing now is we're putting the inside spokes on the hub every other one, but on the black XL hoop we're putting on every 4th one. So you can see right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so we're going to do that around the whole entire hoop and get started on the next ones. Alright guys, so what we did is we flipped the hub and wheel over so we can get started on this side. But one thing I forgot to note to you guys, so that way you guys aren't wondering, after I get it all put together, the nipples are still going to be loose. I'm going to put on some anti-seize on there, so that way if I need to take them apart, or if I need to take the wheel apart or something like that, the nipple isn't frozen or stuck to the spoke. So like I said, I'm going to do that at the end, but we're going to get started on this side of the wheel now. Alright, so we finally got the wheel together. I know I skipped some of the video, but we were having little problems with these 2 brothers nipples. So what we had to do, since the nipples weren't giving it enough slop and enough play in here, we had to very slightly drill out the holes in the rim. But that's not a problem, because once we tighten this all up and true it up, it's going to be perfect. So for those of you who get the 2 Brothers Racing nipples and HD spokes, that could be a tip. Maybe we were just having problems with it and just needed to do that, but we got it all together. Next will be truing. I'm not going to do that on camera, but we're going to get that taken care of, and yeah, we'll show you what it looks like on the bike in the next video. So stay tuned for the next video. And I just want to talk about where I bought all these parts you see here, all my motor work. All the parts that I bought for the most part on my bike are all bought from factory mini bikes. So you can go ahead and get any parts you need for pit bikes at factory mini bikes. So this is the go-to place for any pit bike parts. This is gonna cut it for the video. XL wheel, what it looks like. I'll show you what it's gonna look like on a bike and what it will look like. So here's what it looks like. This is on my brother's 2014 Klx110. So he just did the BBR, the XL wheel BBR spokes, as well as the front XL wheel and BBR spokes. So we got the black XL Klx110L rear wheel put together, spokes all tightened up. Let me clean it off. Anyway, we're gonna go to get the cow stock here now, get this wheel put on. One thing I did have to do is I had to drill a hole in the XL hoop, so that way I can put my rim lock on there. So that way once I do my motor work, I'm not constantly tearing tubes.